Okay, we started in closed position with just the one arm, right? And we did a step, touch, side to side, forward and back, and really paying attention to the connection, right? We could connect with this hand palm to palm, but it's really not giving us a lot of information, or we could be low, so it's nice and relaxed. Then we changed rhythms. We did the 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3, or you can think about it as quick, quick, slow, right? And she's following whatever choice I'm making, so we can transition between them, okay? Then we played a song with a break in it, and the break really changed the music, so we said we could just hold in place, right? The leads are engaging their core and maybe toning up the connection a little bit so she knows from movement to stop, right? And then in the break, the follow could maybe do something, hip accent, a foot accent, maybe a little mini shoulder shimmy, whatever it is, right? Because he's creating space, so it's a really nice place for the follow to talk. And then when the beat comes back in, we move, right? Okay, what else did we do in the first part? We talked a little bit about style and sort of changing your shape, right? So we could use our upper body to create shapes, or we could do hits, right? And we could stay on one foot, or notice that sometimes we actually shift weight, right? So one version was down and up, and down and up, and there's endless variations, right? It's up to you, okay? We also did a push drag, right? Or sink, push off. And we did a little mini pattern, which is just a 1, 2, 3, 4, step, sink, push, right? But you don't have to stick with that one. You can do it whenever. And the prep was the down, because we're pushing off the floor. All right, I think that was mostly the first part, okay? Part 2, we started with cross-through steps. So we're opening up, right? And we said, oh, we can open up the other side, or we could go back, reversing what we did, stepping behind, or the lead could change the connection and she could cross in front and he could cross behind, depending on whether I'm allowing her to open, right, or keeping her in place. The shape's the same in my connection, okay? You can play with that. We also did multiple cross-through steps, where we went here and we did a little pressure in the palm, right, so follows were defining their space. So we did multiple steps. And then we did turns. So we did a little step, cross, step, inside, turn, and then we slowly caught our partner, right? So there's no rush. We're here, and gently come back together. Or sometimes for the follows, at least to know about, catch the back, and then you bring your elbow up and over, right? Third option, staying open. So she turns, we staying open. We could be one hand, two hands, or we're grooving here, right? Everything we did in closed, we could do in open. So we did the little weight shifts, maybe the 1, 2, 3s, right? We could stay in one place. We could push and drag. And follows are really defining their space again. So you've got your Barbie arms, right? And leads might be adding a little pressure in and she's not letting it collapse. And that really helps if we're doing all the cross-through stuff in open. You could do the turn either direction. You could do free spin with both of you, or with just her, right? So you can play with all of that. I think that was mostly part 2. Part 3, musicality, I played 2 songs, I'm a Woman by Coco Taylor and Cherry Red. And I'm a Woman was much more passionate and explosive, right? Hard-hitting, gritty. Cherry Red was much more calm and mellow and subtle. So we danced to both. We talked about maybe being a little bit more intimate in the connection. We talked about close embrace, even though we didn't do it, just to understand that that exists, right? And then we added on hips. So we worked on fishtails, right? So we got our fishtails. We can do them solo to work on them. We also did the grind, up and over with the hip. And we can do this with a partner. We started in open. So we can do fishtails in open, one hand, two hands, right? She can initiate it. So we're grooving here. She can change how the step is done, and I can choose to match her or not. Same thing, we could do the grind, right? I could start it, she could start it. And some of it might be visual following, or we talked a little bit about how to communicate it. And then we've got it in closed position. The lead generally initiates it here because it really changes the connection quite a bit, right? And then we have the same thing. The grind doesn't change the connection as much, but she could initiate that really easily. I think that was it. Thanks.